Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. This Children in Need special event has been the best we've ever had, and it's thanks to your generosity. But it's not over yet. After this short intermission, we'll have more acts for you, including an appearance by Miss Europe, Tilda Walford, and many, many more.
Go on. Set it down over there.
I'll be glad to get this to the bank. I don't like having all this money here.
But look at it. 500,000 quid.
Lot of generous people.
Well, it's a good cause. Hey, you're not supposed to be here.
What? What is that? Is that a gun?
Look, this is for charity. You don't...
I am the master, and you will obey me or die.
And you say you found them in this state?
Yes.
And the receipt box is missing?
£500,000 collected for the charity. At first, I thought these two might have absconded with it, but I've known them for years. And then I found their bodies.
Shrunk to the size of dolls?
How is that even possible?
Excuse me, but what's going on here? The crowd is getting restless.
Who are you?
I'm the doctor. Who are you?
I'm the constable. And this is...
Yes, I know. And a smashing good job you've done as a presenter, too. But what's going on? You all look so serious.
Doctor, look!
They're playing with dolls?
Dolls? Where is he?
Who, sir?
Do you know something about this?
Doctor, what are you talking about?
Are these real?
They were my friends.
Victims of the most evil renegade my planet has ever produced. The Master.
Your planet?
All right, sir, we've had enough games for today. Either tell me what you know about this crime, or I'll arrest you for interfering with a criminal investigation. 2 people are dead, £500,000 are missing. I will not put up with your kind of foolishness.
What kind of foolishness would you prefer?
Would you two please be quiet? I'm trying to contemplate. The question we need to be asking is, why is the Master here? What does he want? And what were those two in the way of?
Wait, I remember you telling me stories about this Master. Is it even safe for us to be here?
No, it isn't. But we must find out what he's after and stop him. The fate of the entire universe may be at stake.
Excuse me, what's going on here? The crowd is getting restless.
Who are you?
Who is he?
Who are you?
Oh no.
What are you doing here?
What are you doing here?
Excuse me, what's going on here? The crowd is getting restless.
What are you doing here?
Oh dear.
Christine? Does I know thee? It's me, Mora.
Do I know you?
You will.
I'm lost.
So am I.
Excuse me, what's going on here? The crowd is getting restless.
Oh no, another one.
Another one what?
Doctor? Wait. Doctor? But you were him, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
But not yet. You're confusing her, Doctor.
Who are you people?
I'm the doctor.
Excuse me, what's going on here? The crowd is getting restless.
Doctor?
Melissa!
I don't think I can take this.
Will someone explain what is going on here?
Allow me the honor.
I knew you had to be involved.
You again?
Miss Hamilton, it is good to see you. I had hoped our little encounter on Delta Python 5 would not be our last.
Who is this?
The Master.
The one behind the deaths of your 2 friends.
So you took the money.
Money? What's he talking about?
This here bloke nicked 500,000 quid!
Really? Lowering your standards a bit, aren't you, Master? I always thought you were above petty thievery.
There's nothing petty about £500,000.
The money is irrelevant. It is what they intended to do with it that concerned me.
Oh, I always love it when the bad guy gives away his evil scheme.
Still prefer the company of lesser developed civilizations, do you, Doctor?
Much more evolved than you are, Master.
Your appearance here is not a coincidence. I arranged for each doctor to be in attendance at the same time.
Are you mad? You've interfered with history, changed the timelines.
We've never attended the Children in Need benefit together.
Of course you haven't, and for good reason.
Time Lords crossing their own timelines is forbidden.
Does she still quote rules and regulations at you, Doctor? How annoying that must get. But in reality it has nothing to do with something so trivial.
So what does bring you here? Certainly it couldn't be to share your sparkling wit and charm.
Of all the doctors, Doctor, you remind me most of the Time Lord I once knew. The one I used to call friend.
You were friends with this creature?
Perhaps compatriots would be a better term. After all, our goals were essentially identical.
Travelling down that same dreary road, are we, Master?
You, Doctor, you know of which I speak. Of all the doctors, your sins still haunt you the most. Enough! Weakness, a trait shared by all the Time Lords. Such power, and too afraid to use it.
I consider that weakness to be a strength.
Imagine the good that we could do.
I have no interest in being a god.
And what is wrong with godhood for those who have achieved it?
Blasphemy! This here bloke's asking for a stoning.
Primitive fools.
You were about to reveal your evil scheme?
Ah, yes, the moment where the Doctor arrives to save the day. Very well. I have paid special attention to this Children in Need charity for many years. I have seen its past and observed its future.
All the good they do, the lives they change for the better, must have been very boring for you.
There is one life in particular that caught my attention. His would have amounted for nothing if it had not been for the interference of children in need and the goody-goodies who contribute to them. But because of their interference, his hopes and dreams will find realization, and he will become a particular thorn in my side in the years to come.
So you intend to prevent his development?
If Children in Need has no money, they will be unable to help the children, and this one particular child will be left impoverished, without education, without a future.
You monster!
The death of one is a tragedy. The death of 1,000,000 is a statistic. We will stop you! I felt you would have that sentiment, which is why I brought you here.
Hardly the wisest move, Master. We have defeated you before.
You have had the occasional good luck, but that has always been when you have had no interference. In this case, I have provided you endless distraction.
What are you talking about?
The Doctor's himself. My dear child, have you travelled with him for so long and yet know him so little? He'll be so busy bickering with himself that he'll have no time to stop me.
You must be kidding. Is that really the best you can do?
Why, my dear Doctor, what have we been doing for the last 5 minutes? He's right. All these years, and the solution has been so simple. The Doctor is his own worst enemy.
Look, I don't know what any of you are playing at, but I'm putting an end to it right now. Where is the money? Show it to me right now, and maybe the magistrate will consider clemency.
Do you wish to see the money? Is that all it will take to keep you quiet? Very well.
He's gone! What hast thou done with him?
Really, Doctor, how do you put up with her crude language?
He isn't dead, is he?
Of course not. I merely sent him where the money is, since that seems to be his only concern.
You teleported it.
I removed it from this plane of existence and placed it where it will never be retrieved.
What?
We can trace it in the TARDIS. There has to be some residual...
Do you really think I would be so naive? No, Melissa. I have placed the money where no TARDIS can travel, into the realm of human greed.
Realm of human greed?
A concept that not even the Time Lords dared imagine. But I could. Did I not just talk about power a moment ago? Real power. Beyond space and time and the universe itself is the dimension of thought and the human heart, where greed and anger and hate and yes, even compassion and love are planes unto themselves.
That's inconceivable.
Such a small mind.
So you sent the Children in Need money into the dimension of human greed?
Impressive. The girl from the primitive society comprehends in a second what the Time Lords after millions of years still cannot understand.
This is impossible.
Still need convincing? Very well.
What have you done with me?
I assure you that the Doctor is quite safe and quite out of the way. Forever. We will stop you. The money is irretrievable, and so is the Doctor and that stalwart constable. Do you really think humans are being generous and sacrificial by giving to the children in need? Ha! They give out of their abundance, but who among them will give their 2 pence? Human beings are quite safe in their predictability.
What's he talking about?
Do you not know scripture? The widow and her 2 mites.
The Pharisees made a show and gave money for the poor, but only from their excess. The widow gave all the money she had in the world, 2 mites.
And with that gift she gave more than all the rich Pharisees combined. Do you really think these humans can be self-sacrificing and re-gift all that money to children in need? Hardly. They need their £2 coffees and designer jeans. The money will never be returned.
I have faith in humankind.
Of course you would. So to make sure you don't interfere...
Do not move! Do not move! Do not move! You are a prisoner of the Daleks! Do not move!
Daleks!
It is the Doctor. Destroy him! Destroy him at once!
Cybermen!
This is impossible! Daleks and Cybermen don't work together! Not enough? Then how about this?
Doctor!
Sontarans!
We meet again!
They're everywhere!
Kill the Doctor!
Destroy
Kill him!
Goodbye,
Kill him!
corpses! Good
Kill him!
forever!
Kill him!
Where are we? What are we doing here?
Calm down, dear fellow. We're in the dimension of human emotion, just like the Master said.
How do we get out of here?
I'm working on that. Hello? Can you hear me? This is the Doctor.
Who are you talking to?
Hush. You heard what the Master said. The only way to free the money he stole, as well as free us, is to give to the charity Children in Need. Show them that you really care for the children. The charity does such good. It's provided over £37 million in grants to disadvantaged children. But there's still so much more to do, and they need you to do it. Not 1 penny goes to administration or anything like that. It all goes to the work. You can donate by ringing the donation line at 845-733-2233. Or, if you prefer donating by PayPal, use the donation email address paypalpudsey@bbc.co.uk. You have it in your power to change a life, and if what the Master says is true, you will also be saving the future.
Doctor, I think something is happening out there.
Oh dear. Please hurry. I don't know how much longer my other selves can last. We need your help. Donation lines are always open. Call or email now.
Prisoner of the Daleks! Do not move!
Daleks!
It is the Doctor. Destroy him! Destroy him at once!
Cybermen!
This is impossible! Daleks and Cybermen don't work together! Not enough? Then how about this?
Doctor!
Sontarans!
We meet again!
They're everywhere!
Kill the Doctor!
Destroy
Kill him!
Goodbye,
Kill him!
corpses! Good
Kill him!
forever!
Kill him!
We're trapped!
Exterminate!
Is everyone alright?
I think so.
How strange. No blast damage.
What?
He's right. Dalek laser did no damage.
What does it mean?
It means we're being tricked. This is all an illusion.
Of course! I should have recognized it.
Well, they all look real enough to me.
In this small room, so many Daleks and Cybermen and Sontarans. Not even that silly one in the hat and cloak could pull off a trick like this.
Exterminate!
No structural damage at all.
Then the Master must have done this as a distraction.
A distraction we would be well to get rid of.
Concentrate, everyone. Clear your mind of what you see and the illusion will be broken.
Easy for you to say.
You can do it, Charlie. Ignore what's around you and focus solely on your inner self. Focus.
Destroy the Doctor! Destroy him! Destroy him! Destroy!
We did it!
Melissa?
Huh? What?
How could you have fallen asleep?
A little too focused, eh?
Now I wonder why the Master would go to all the trouble of setting up an illusion like that.
To keep us from rescuing my doctor.
Your doctor?
Do I even know you?
But I thought you traveled with my doctor.
I have never seen him before in my life.
This is all very confusing.
Just wait.
What is that supposed to mean?
It means I tend to ramble a bit, especially as I get older.
Fortunately, I age like fine wine and become more palatable with the years.
Thank you.
Until it becomes corked.
I suppose that was a dig at me.
It would seem I have a tendency to age more like spoiled milk at times.
Doctors.
What was that?
Exterminate!
The Daleks are in the auditorium!
More illusions?
I smell smoke.
Exterminate!
Those Daleks are real.
We have to save those people!
What about my doctor?
You doctors stay here and find a way to get that dimensional plane open. We'll take care of the Daleks ourselves.
Us?
Yes, us. About time we showed these monsters we don't need the doctor to stop them.
Yeah!
These are Daleks. They control entire galaxies. Haven't you ever heard the phrase fools rush in?
No.
Christine and I have stood up to the Daleks before. We'll do it again.
We have?
Fine. The sooner we stop the Master and untangle the timelines, the sooner we can put an end to this Abbott and Costello routine.
Who's Abbott and Costello?
Ugh.
Good. Predictable as ever. Even your faithful companions can be counted on to act exactly according to pattern. The militaristic Commander Triad, the impetuous Miss Hamilton, innocent but strong Christine, sharp-witted Miss Moira Skye, wide-eyed Charlie Hawkins, and of course rounding out the menagerie, one could never leave out the Time Lady Melissa. Yes, each performing to your character. What else could you possibly do? And that makes you so easy to manipulate, and all the while the doctors do my bidding. Dance, my puppets, dance while I pull your strings. No! The Master clearly used a binary induction loop to send those poor fellows off to the other plane, so it makes sense to simply inverse the stream and we'll be able to bring them back.
Do you even listen to yourself sometimes? It sounds as if you're making it up as you go along.
Often the best way to get things done.
Such as blowing everything up. Simply inverting the process will do nothing but tear both dimensions apart.
Says who?
Says me.
Have you even used an inverted binary induction loop before?
No, so I know you haven't either.
It will work.
It's obvious that the Master is using technology based on the Phylox system. They theorized that the universe consisted of dimensions beyond the physical as well.
The Time Lords dismissed their research as nonsense.
Clearly that was short-sighted of them.
Clearly.
So, by deduction, we must tailor our solution along their theories.
Unfortunately, their theories were actually nonsense. Completely unworkable and based more on science fantasy than science fact.
They must have found something.
Not necessarily. An adaptation of another technology based even on abrogated theories is entirely plausible.
Been reading that thesaurus Father Christmas gave you again, eh?
It's a crime not to use a language to all its richness.
Really? I usually find it a crutch to mask one's deficiencies. If we could concentrate on the problem at hand, my solution
is something we may consider after we apply my solution.
Yours?
Yes, mine. While you three have been busy squabbling,
I've discovered a
that
shift in the harmonic vibration of the area in this office. You have?
Let me see that. He's right.
Of course I'm right.
This changes nothing. My solution...
We'll have to wait. This vibration in the harmonics has given me an idea.
So now you want to get in on it?
Mine is the most practical.
Not when you consider...
I have considered all sides.
Then you realize mine is the solution we should be applying.
Now is not the time to try untested theories.
Which is why mine is the most expedient avenue to pursue.
And they say I have an ego.
You do.
You're hardly one to talk.
Look at all the damage!
No bodies.
What?
There are no bodies.
That's strange. Very unusual for a Dalek to leave survivors. I wonder why.
The only reason you don't kill an enemy is because you need him alive.
Mark, that's a terrible thing to say. I would have thought Serena would have taught you better.
Who? No, never mind. I'll find out soon enough.
That's right.
Halt!
It's that thing!
You will not move!
Where are the rest of you?
The Daleks do not need additional forces to conquer this planet.
What? You're here by yourself?
Just one of them? It must be dreaming.
You've never seen them before, Charlie.
Don't provoke it. Just one Dalek can destroy this planet and several others.
Core blimey!
Alright then, do it.
Do what?
Exterminate us.
What? Are you out of your mind?
Go on, Dalek. I've heard the stories about you. Now let's see if there's any truth to them. I'll go first. Exterminate! Come on!
Are you mad, Commander? Don't listen to him.
He didn't mean it.
You will not move!
Shoot me! Shoot!
Do not move! Do not move!
Something's wrong.
It is not moving.
Mission completed! Awaiting further orders!
What's it talking about?
The only reason you don't kill an enemy.
Well done, my slave. They have served their purpose. Exterminate.
I obey! Exterminate!
It destroyed itself.
I've never seen one do that before.
The Master can control even Daleks, and I thought he was too powerful before.
This master is a cunning serpent.
Anyone else get the feeling we're being manipulated?
We'd better get back to the doctors.
I fail to understand how none of you can see the wisdom of my solution.
Because there is no wisdom there.
We're wasting valuable time when we could be implementing...
A colossal waste of time. Now look, one of us has to take the lead in this matter.
Naturally, that should be me.
What is going on here?
You're back.
I thought you were going to take care of those Daleks.
Thank goodness you lot are here. They've been going on like that for the last 10 minutes.
Why haven't you said something?
You try getting a word in edgewise.
They won't listen to reason.
Your reason is as frilly as your shirt.
Enough!
Listen to yourselves. The master was right. He doesn't need to do anything. Just throw you all in a room together and nothing will get done.
Yeah.
What was that?
A mouse?
Sounds more like a rabbit.
If you four would be quiet for a moment.
It's the Doctor!
Hello, can you hear us?
Barely. At least that's some progress.
That harmonic vibration you mentioned.
It must be a weakening in the dimensions.
Or at least one of them.
The dimension of greed.
Of course, the people. They must be donating to children in need. Their charitable giving is breaking down the plane. The more they give, the more the greed weakens.
Get us out of here!
We're working on it.
What about a mental link?
It may give our friend the path back to our dimension.
Doctor, grab the constable. We think we may have a solution.
A mental link?
Exactly.
I'll grab the money as well, as long as we're bringing souvenirs.
Concentrate, everyone. You too, Melissa. Every Time Lord helps.
I can feel it. Concentrate.
Doctor!
Well, everyone, nice to be back. Couldn't have done it without you.
Of course not. Thank you, Doctor. You gave me exactly what I needed.
And what do you mean by that?
One of the Doctor's good selves hit it right on the mark. The research by the Phylox civilization led me to discover a route into the dimension of pure emotion. The difficulty was I have been unable to learn of a way back out.
So this whole thing was to get the doctor to do it for you?
It was a simple matter of placing the appropriate carrot in front of him. A worthwhile charity, an enemy to fight, and his own existence to save.
That was why you didn't kill the people at the benefit. You needed them alive.
So they would donate to children in need and weaken the dimensional plane.
But weakening it wasn't enough to cross over.
No, it appears that you also need a link to this dimension. A lesson you provided for me. For that, Doctors, you have my eternal gratitude.
You're welcome.
So you can travel to the dimension of emotion. So what? What can you do with it?
Oh, my dear Miss Guy, the possibilities, as they say, are endless. By manipulating emotion, I had you doing my bidding. But if I could control emotion... Until we meet again, Doctors...
At least he left the money.
Money was never his interest.
But unfortunately, it must be ours, and a lot of good this'll do.
Quite right. As for the rest of us...
Yes, well, I suppose it's time we put our own timelines back to where they should be.
I'll miss all of you.
Miss? What do you mean? We're not going to remember any of this?
The results of our actions will remain, but I'm afraid the memory won't. You can't go changing history, you know.
Aw, I was just getting to know all of you. And it was so much fun seeing you again, Chris.
Huh?
Never mind. Since I seem to be the latest incarnation, it would probably be best if I did the undoing.
Quite right. Come along, Christine.
Where are we going?
Back to our seats. By the time we get there, it'll be as if none of this happened.
I do not think I will ever understand this time travel.
No one ever does. Come on, Commander. Time for us to go too.
Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, all. Our turn, Doctor.
Nice meeting me. Mostly.
Doctor?
Yes, of course.
Well, Dara, I guess it's our turn.
Do we have to? I mean, I think it would be interesting to sit and talk to my future self.
You'd think it would be.
Just so you know, I'm still finding rabbits in the TARDIS.
Really? I wonder where Fluffy had gotten off to.
Goodbye, Doctor. Maybe we'll meet again one day. Moira? Charlie?
I hope so.
Nice bird.
Charlie!
Well, she is.
Doctor, right?
Yes?
Look, I have no idea how to explain any of this in my report. Can you...
Come along, Moira. Charlie, looks like the constable has an interesting tale to tell.
Nah, I didn't think you could.
We still have 2 dead bodies.
Who's dead?
Ow! But you're dead!
He is?
And you are too.
I don't know what's going on here.
Where have you been?
Some bloke came in here and gave us £1 million. Said he'd watch the place while we took the money to the bank.
Why didn't you take the other money with you?
He told us to leave it and he'd watch over it. Didn't make sense to me, but when someone drops £1 million in your lap, you do as you're told. Besides, we figured if you nicked it, we'd still be up $500,000.
So while we were out, we made our own donation to children in need. As long as this guy was being so generous, we could be too, right?
What do you make of it, Constable?
I'd say we've all been manipulated, that's what I think.
Well, whatever his plans were, Children in Need has £1.5 million more than we had yesterday, thanks to the generosity of a lot of good people.
But we can always use more, so keep up the good work, and keep donating.
You never know whose life you'll affect for the better. It may be someone you know.
It may even be the entire world's.
So, from the children of Children in Need, thank you.
The BBC Children in Need Appeal is a registered charity, number 802052 and SC039557 in Scotland. It is constituted as a company limited by guarantee, registered number 47230022. BBC Children in Need is a member of the Institute of Fundraising and Fundraising Standards Board. For more information about the FRSB, please visit their FRSB website. Donations may be made by phone, PayPal, or by posting to BBC Children in Need Appeal, P.O. Box 1000 London, W127WJ.